I'm Bob Vila. Welcome home again to our big renovation project here in Brooklyn, New York. We've got lots to show you today, a little progress report to see some of the architectural millwork that's being installed in the bedroom. Also, we're putting in a marble countertop in the kitchen area. We'll show you how the joints are glued. And we've got a representative from Toto, the plumbing company, to show us some brand new toilets and fittings. Stick around. It's good to have you home again. Well, Chris, this is getting very close to completion.
Yeah, we're getting to the end of the road.
Hi, guys. This is basically living dining space. What's left to do in here?
Well, we've actually got some exciting stuff. We're going to be doing a faux marble finish.
On all the plaster walls?
On all the plaster walls, right, within this room.
Yes.
Exactly. Floor, I mean, up to the ceiling.
We're going to turn it over to a decorator in another week or two, right?
Right. We'll be meeting with them soon. They've come through. They're putting together the initial plan, and they're going to be doing everything from this space to the deck.
So this will be, of the 3 apartments, this will be our show apartment.
Yes.
Nick, what kind of stone are you putting, is the counter made of?
Pietra Cardosa?
Pietra Cardosa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I saw that opera. So this is a type of marble?
Yes, it is.
Okay. It's very handsome. It looks like a slate almost.
Yes, it's a rough finish.
And we're interrupting you, but what's happening next?
We're going to silicone the stone right down to the cabinet.
Okay. We're looking at the area where the kitchen sink will be installed. That shim stays there?
Yes.
Yeah. We moved it a little bit. Yeah, even though the cabinets were laid down a week ago and everything is on the level, there's always a need for a little bit of shimming when you're working with stone like this. And then the cushion of the silicone.
I'll push it right out a little bit. Yes, actually. Right there. Right there. We're going to play with it again. Get your clamps going.
All right, Nick, what do you have to do next? What are the clamps
This
for?
is a 4-piece. It's a 4-piece set here. We have to.
So we've got one strip of the stone
Right.
and another strip of the stone to
Right.
create the surround for the drop-in sink.
Exactly.
Okay. And so what we have to do is make a temporary support
Bridge,
for
yeah.
those stones, a bridge.
Give a little. That's it. A little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit of space has to be left there so that we can put the adhesive on.
So, Nick, how exactly do we make the epoxy match up to this stone? The stone's sort of an off gray, almost a little bit of green in there.
Yes. We're using 3 different colors: white, black, and green.
Okay.
And we mix it in with the clear epoxy, the transparent epoxy, and we came up with this gray color that matches pretty good
Right.
with the countertop.
So this is a 2-part epoxy.
Yes.
And you haven't put the hardener in yet.
Right.
So you can basically work with this all day long.
Right, until we put the hardener in.
So you just make as much as you need. And then the idea is to do the 2 joints on this side and then shift and do the others, right?
Right, correct.
Okay, go for it. Once you put the hardener in, though, you've only got a little bit of grace time, right?
We have maybe 2 minutes
Yeah.
before it gets hard.
Before it hardens up.
There it is.
Don't give a push.
Now, after this hardens, do you have to sand it or what?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So Nick, the epoxy's joined this piece of marble in here laterally, but what about the overhang? I know we've got about 8 inches of this thing, so structurally, how do we keep that from just falling down onto the floor?
We have these metal rods that we pre-cut to about 5 inches long.
Okay.
They're 1/4 by 1/8, and we pre-cut some grooves underneath the stone, and we wedge them right in there, and we epoxy it with the same
Seal
kind of
them in with
epoxy.
the same product. Okay.
Right.
All right, it's been on for about 10 minutes, and so we can take the clamps off and get the little bars in there.
Nick, now that we've got everything set up here and sealed, we've had a little chance for it to dry, how do we get to the finished product? I mean, I noticed there's a lot of stuff that's popping up there.
It's a 3-step process. We're using these ceramic rosin pads, and we place them on top of this machine, grind them down until it's a nice honed finish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's a wet process.
It's a wet process.
All right, Darwin, let's take a look at it.
That's
Beautiful. It. Congratulations. It's a professional job. A lot of the materials that we're using for trimming out here are from a local millwork dikes, and stuff like this is really exciting. This is mahogany, and it's got a cleat already applied to it with a bevel cut into it. And Chris is going to fasten this one down that we've already cut. I think you got to bring in one side first and then fit it down. There you go. Because the wall on this left side is not perfectly square. Guess what? It's an old building. And then we're just fastening down into place. But to get mahogany like this really adds a nice touch, because all the windowsills in the loft will have a natural finish on it, as far as I know. And then Abel over here at this other corner is using an adhesive, like a liquid nails or that kind of a product, on what is essentially also milled baseboard. And if you look at this profile, you can see what I mean. This, I think it's poplar, but it all comes pre-primed. And it's got this kind of very urban-looking, almost industrial-looking profile to it. Are you ready to put it on, Abel?
Yes.
And so here, the adhesive does a lot of the work, but then he's got one of these new nail guns that uses butane and a battery, and sometimes jams a little bit. There you go. No compressor, no cords, pretty good. Okay, now let's cut that out for a minute, Abel, so we can talk about trimming out this closet. There you go. This is also pre-primed stock from the lumberyard, right? Mm-hmm. And this is the top shelf. But before you do that, what else were you putting up?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm using liquid nail.
Double check it.
I have a long nail.
And once again, speed is the name of the game with all of these jobs, because this is not home improvement, this is commercial. All right, now another, you ready for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully we've got enough room to clear. There you go.
Okay. Now the trick with all of this is to give it a real good sanding so that your paint job is first rate. All right, so we're using flush doors, a kind of a mid-century look if you ask me, but they're very popular again. And these are probably birch, and I think they're hollow core. And we're hanging them so that they are basically your sliding bypass situation. Now, Abel, do you have to worry about leveling and plumbing, or?
It's level, everything's level.
Everything's level, I've heard that before. No, well, I'm sure that what they did here was to level off the casing and the trim so that when you hang it up and when you put the track up, it's automatically level. All right, let's get the other one up there. This is a lot easier than a pocket door. A pocket door situation can be really problematic when you've got the thing coming off the track. You got it? And then tighten it up. And then the only problem I see is that you don't want to really have to look at the working end of all of this.
We don't want to see this.
No.
Exactly. So I'm going to cover it over.
I think we've got a piece already
All
cut
lined up.
And the idea is to attach it up there. Now, he's pre-drilled it on a drill press so that he can use these 4-inch screws and drive it straight into the bottom of the door jamb. That's the 18-volt cordless. That'll do it. All right, gentlemen. What about the base piece? Now, Abel, do you want to make sure they're nice and plumb before you... Yeah, you got it right.
The other side.
Yep. And fasten one last screw, and we're out of here. Okay, very nice. Joining us now is Lenora Campos from Toto, the plumbing supply company, and you're going to tell us all about the latest in toilets and lavatories and bathtubs, and we've got our little bathroom coming together, not much room in there. Why don't you go ahead in towards the corner and I'll stay back, and Roger, our plumber, is installing the lavatory. And what sort of lavatory is it?
This is part of our Mercer line, Bob. This is a new design line from Toto. This is a reinterpretation of a traditional design concept. That
Sure, the pedestal lav goes back 100 years, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But this certainly looks a little bit more contemporary.
Cleaner, softer lines, more contemporary.
Any tips when you're picking a lavatory that's this type of pedestal? Any tips on what to look for?
Absolutely. You want to look for something that will accommodate your needs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to be using it simply for washing hands, it can be a smaller bowl. If you see yourself using it to wash your face,
Sure, here
wash your
it's the main lavatory.
Absolutely.
So you want a
make
big
sure,
enough...
make sure you have a deep enough bowl and a wide enough bowl, a basin.
Mm-hmm. Well, Roger, you're certainly hugging that pedestal lav there. Are you ready to put the water closet in yet?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys go ahead and bring it over? And
Mix a little plaster first.
well, that was I was going to ask you. Very often when a do-it-yourselfer puts in, installs a toilet, what they end up doing is putting in the wax seal like you're doing right there, and thinking that's all there is to it. And indeed, that's the main thing to keep any leaks from happening. But Roger's about to show us the other tip that will keep the toilet from rocking on the floor. Mixing a little plaster. And it's just the kind of, it's almost like a grout. It's going to make that, you know, that's the purpose of it.
That's it.
Think you got enough?
Yeah.
All right, so let's get the toilet in here. And as he sets it in, all that plaster will kind of settle down. Now, Lenora, what's the functionality here? I know that there's been a lot of issues about water closets or toilets in the past 10 years in terms of water conservation.
Right. This is a 1.6 gallons per flush toilet, and that means that not only does, in this case, not only does it expel only 1.6 gallons, but that it functions effectively. That
So you
means
don't have to flush it twice?
No, absolutely, and that's where the water savings takes place.
All right.
This clears the bowl first time every time.
How does it do that? It doesn't have any kind of jet propulsion or anything?
No, it's a gravity maximum toilet. It's our G-Max technology. It uses a 3-inch flush valve or 2 1/8 computer-designed trapway, which means it's uniform throughout so that there's no point for clogging. And it uses siphon jet action to propel the waste out of the bowl.
Okay. Now, Totos are made in Japan, and for some reason in the building industry, for as long as I can remember, we've always really had American-made products. How long have the Toto lines been available?
Toto's been here since 1989. Came when the drought in California created a market. Japan had experienced a drought, severe drought in the 1970s and developed the technology, and therefore we were able to bring this product over
So they've really answered the call of water conservation.
Absolutely.
There's a whole variety of designs available. One of the things I like about these products is this.
Yes, absolute elimination of that annoying toilet slam.
Yeah. No springs. I don't know how they do it, but it does a very nice job. Now, Roger, let me just get by you a minute here. I wanted to take a better look at the bathtub. Now, this is a builder's bathtub, right?
This is our cast iron bathtub, 32 inches in diameter, 16 inches deep, nice size for this space.
Yeah, and what I like about the entire layout of the suite is that it matches very nicely with the tile, which has been laid around the tub surround in a running bond,
Right.
and of course the marble floors, which were laid just about a week ago. It's a
Absolutely.
very nice bathroom for a small urban apartment.
Absolutely.
Now, Lenora, you're going to come back in a couple of weeks and show us a totally different line, right?
Absolutely. It's our Neo Rest, top of the line.
The Neo Rest. Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you. And we're still in the bathroom. I get to do the finishing touches right here. And that is an unusual lid. It's nice and heavy, but a very good look. And I think, all in all, a very good looking bathroom. We're out of time. Come home again next week. We're going to be featuring a couple of innovative products. One of them a new approach to acoustical ceilings. The other one a way to keep the burglars out of your front door. Don't miss it. Till then, I'm Bob Vila. It's good to have you home again. Visit bobvila.com for everything you need to get the job done right. You'll find Home Again highlights, interactive tools for planning your next project, and helpful how-to articles for every room in your home. bobvila.com, the ultimate home site.